Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I feel privileged and honored to stand over here and speak on technology adaptation and sustainability on the powder handling and processing systems. So, I'm Johnson from Rego Industries, and I will be presenting few of the slides on powder handling. You have heard many of them, a lot of speakers speaking on the decarbonization, and that's one of the important and favorite topics for everyone. And everyone is putting their efforts to sustain and give a good efforts to reduce the carbon footprints across the globe. So RIECO also contributes, and we try to reduce the decarbonization. And decarbonization for us is also one of the important factors. And when we do that, it's more with the systems, how we really design, how optimum we design. Because when we do a lot of pneumatic conveying systems, mostly we use air as a media. And air, when we handle bulk solids with the mixture of air, it consumes a lot of pressurized air, and it has its own implications and challenges. For example, to say like to compress air of 2 psi, that's around 0.14 bar, you need 1% extra energy every time when you increase by 2 psi. Similarly, if we see on the compressed gas systems when we use, so if there is a minor leakage, for example, we say around 6 mm of a hole in a pipeline, so it would leak somewhere around 170 meter cube per hour volume of air, which will consume around 25 horsepower for motor capacity. So that's how a really pneumatic system becomes a challenge when you use in the transportation system. So here what we do is we try to really optimize and see that we build the best system so that we get an optimum solution, so that the energy is being saved and we work more on the efficiency front. Globally, whenever we talk about pneumatic systems across the world, we never talk about energy efficiencies, but always it is a smaller footprint. Even the customers, when they try to build a plant, they talk on the footprints, not on the energy efficiency. And energy efficiency, as I just explained, is very, very important for us to take care when we do a pneumatic system. So even if you see the cry on the environmental impact savings, so if you see again the global energy outlook, it talks about energy efficiency on the pneumatic system. So the European Commission also says if you work on the pneumatic system, reduction of energy saving would be around 30% if you work more on the efficiencies. And also there is a research by Berkeley where it says that you work on the energy efficiency and you will save multiple thousands of dollars, which gives two aspects, one on the business side and one is on the environmental side. So looking at all these scenarios, we RIECO would also like and work towards the energy efficiency systems. Also we know on the air quality index that one of the most polluted cities, if we take out of the world 20 polluted cities, India is having 6. Right? So looking in this aspect, so what we do as a technology leaders is we bring in and develop a system so that the equipments, whatever you can see, they are more built on the higher efficiency sites, higher performance sites, and reducing the impact on the environment, because we do two systems, one in pneumatic handling and air cleaning solutions. So both the sides, air and pollution is a challenge, and do we take care of with all these latest technologies of the equipment. So I will speak few of them in the coming slides. Also, one more challenge when we talk about in the pneumatic system is dense and lean phase systems. So these are the two major categories when we handle the pneumatic systems. And every customer, when they design or they want to install a system, they talk on one size fit for all designs. That means multiple powders they want to handle through a single system. And when we really design this as a designers, we really face challenges and we build a bulky system. The approach what we always insist the customer is don't build one single fit purpose machines or the systems, but rather look onto the efficiencies by breaking it into multiple parts. so that the efficiency can be focused, the system can be compact, and it can be more efficient. For example, over here what you can see is a silo, and in the industry what we really see is they are never considered as a real challenge like silos and hoppers. But when we really see in any of the industries, there is a really big challenge to discharge the material from those silos. And inherently, a beautiful guy from America, that's Jenicky, has built a beautiful formulas to design this, and he has understood the principles how to really design this type of silos and hoppers, which is very less popular and very few people are aware of it. So as a RIECO, when we looked on all these systems, so we also tried to understand, learn about more of this with the partnership of US guys. Greg Mios is one of the guy who is a consultant and who is working in Illinois University. So we collaborated with them and we tried to learn many of things, and we started building these systems. So flowability is really a challenge, and people generally we see is fluidization, putting air at the bottom or pulsing the air at the bottom of the throat to make it flowable. But that's not the real case needed if you really design a right size and right type of a hopper design. So overall, as a strategy for RIECO, an energy efficiency system is to design a system which works more on the dense phase, where you use very less amount of air to make it more robust, less power consuming, and due to this there will obviously have additional advantages of less wear into the system. Also we talk about the pressure drop, velocity calculations and all those stuffs to the customers, because they don't understand. Conveying, they just see that transportation is putting pipe from one end to the other end and just blowing the air would transport the material. That's not the scenario, but then definitely working on all these engineering aspects would really help to bring into the efficiencies. Data monitoring system is also an online data logging system which gives the feedback to the operating equipments, also makes them more efficient. Understanding material is also a key important thing when we design a pneumatic system, because what we design a pneumatic system is for a bulk handling product. Until and unless we don't understand the bulk handling product and the behavior and characteristics, it's very difficult to design an efficient system. Definitely also educating the customer on the maintenances and training them to handle about the system is very, very important, which we really lack and we see in this industry. So one of the case studies I have just put over here just to explain how the system happens. So a customer did walk in and asked to build a system, and when we asked about the product characterizations, they said, no, it's just a 75 micron particle size and you have to just convey it. And when we built a system and when we tried to commission it, the system was not working. And it was really challenged to really understand what was the real happening and what was the physics going behind it. And then we really analyzed the product. When we took it from the customer, we saw that the product size, what he was considering or what he had given to design was not the same what he was putting it into the system. And the system was behaving erratic. That's why product testing becomes a really big important task to design a pneumatic system. So that's why we have built a state-of-art lab setup in Pune in RIECO Industries, where we have a lot of machines which have been put, like a Jenicky tester, Schultz tester, which inherently builds and gives us the characterization of the product, which really becomes helpful for the designers to really design with the design parameters. Also, in last couple of years, we have given an attempt and we have tried best to increase the efficiencies of our machine products, because there are few of the products which we have put over here, like the first two are the pulverizers, the mid one is a Spyro jet mill, which works more on a air pneumatic system. So I will just explain few of them. Backslitting machines, which inherently are all designed keeping aspects like energy efficiency, reduction of power, and easy maintenance and handling perspective. Just to quote on a small example, like RECAM, what you can see over here, it's a RIECO air classifying action mill. So here we have completely studied the inherent geometries, what are the real challenges, how we have to improvise, and how we can reduce the pressure drops into the system so that it can be handled efficiently and can be ground in a more efficient way to increase the throughput and reduce the real input power required to grind that material out. That's on the grinding platform. Similarly, on the pneumatic side, like this is a machine called as a spirojet, where it's more with the static machine, and here the beauty of the technology is on the blowing of the air, where we increase the air speed with the nozzle designs. So it's uniquely so designed that you get a high efficient nozzle designs to throw a very high air velocities and grind it to an optimal way. Similarly, there are various projects and platforms which we have worked to really optimize. So we are running short of time, so I will just skip few of the slides. One of the projects which we also work with academics is with IIT Bombay to really understand only increasing the speed is not the real game changer for us on the energy efficiencies. Even with the lesser speeds, we can have a higher breakage and we can have optimum results. So also did we work with the Thapar University, where one of the universities who work on the pneumatic system, because this is a niche domain and no education institute do supports and gives academics on this platform. So we are trying to collaborate with many of the different institutes to bring the gap between the industry and the academics so that we collaborate together and build an efficient system and optimized system. So I end with this few of the slides on the pneumatic and the energy efficiencies which RIECO do works. Thank you so much.